Hi everyone, welcome back to our next video in our series on SAT verbal content for the new digital SAT exam. Let's see what type of question we have for today. All right, so looking at the question, we can see that this is going to be a conclusion question. It's asking us which choice most logically completes the text, and the blank is at the end. So we need to think about a great conclusion for this passage that doesn't bring in new information or information we can't know from the passage. It has to all be found in the passage itself in order to be a good conclusion. So let's see what we have. Although military veterans make up a small proportion of the total population of the United States, they occupy a significantly higher proportion of the jobs in the civilian government. One possible explanation for this disproportionate representation is that military service familiarizes people with certain organizational structures that are also reflected in the civilian government bureaucracy. And this familiarity thus does what? Okay, so to break that down a little bit, essentially the main idea here is that people who work in the military end up working in higher percentages in the civilian government. Okay, so they have that one possible explanation for this disproportionate representation is that people who are in the military are more familiar with certain organizational structures that are reflected in the civilian government bureaucracy. Okay, so kind of the fact that people who have been in the military would feel really comfortable within this system because they've already worked within it, so then kind of transferring over to civilian government, civilian jobs makes sense for them. They would be comfortable with that. So this familiarity does what? So we have process of elimination again here. So looking at our four choices, which example best completes the passage, concludes it, just based on the information that we have. So this one is going to be choice A as the correct answer. So this familiarity thus makes civilian government jobs especially appealing to military veterans. Okay, so sometimes these answers may seem a little bit basic, but really from what we've read from the passage, this is what we can conclude about this information. It might seem like it's right there, but it's not made explicit, and this is essentially the point of the passage, so this is definitely going to be our right answer. Because, again, what we can get from this passage is that this is the reason that these jobs are appealing is because the military veterans have already worked in such systems before. And the passage doesn't explicitly say that, so we want to kind of put that at the end as a nice conclusion. All right. So A is definitely the right choice for this question. Follow us for more.